guys, this is Phoebe Walters coming back at you, and today we are going to do a fun writing makeup tutorial. Yeah, you can go ahead and click away. I know how you feel about my musical talents. So let's begin, shall we? So here we begin with a simple palette, a bare canvas ready for some elaborate paint and beautiful finesse. However, we can't get ahead of the protagonist here, or the antagonist, or the plot, or the audience. Well, the audience can be left behind because with maybe a few foreshadowing hints or red herrings. I prefer the red herrings. Maybe you can begin with a character and stem out from the inspiration he or she is. This being is colorful and abstract in a sense that you never came across in your mind before, but I do it a different way. My inspiration often stems from life events or things that, or even long drives from my hometown to back to my dorm college town, and arguments with my loved ones, mistakes I make, comforts and embraces I receive. So here, I like to start with an idea. That's always my foundation. So you always apply some foundation and try to spread it out. Okay, so maybe you notice some plot holes in your idea. I always have plot holes around my eyes because usually I don't foresee what's going to happen. If this event occurs and this event occurs, there has to be a cataclysmic fault with each thing. So, but we can always fix the plot holes. Don't worry. We can always conceal them. We can tend to them and nurse them into something that is no longer a weakness of the piece, but perhaps a strength. So go ahead and pull out your concealer, because I know I need it. Ooh. And I learned a trick. You do a triangle. I don't know if you can see that, but do a triangle all the way across the eyes. And some highlights. Because my nose is always red. My eyes are always dark. But that's okay. Because see, we fixed it with concealer. So I like to add depth to my ideas. I further journey through the neurons and synapses of my brain. Allow the copper to rest in bronze, and allow the idea to further ferment itself in my heart and brain. So we're going to add some bronzer, because I'm a pale person, even though I'm outside all the time. Now, I'm going to warn you, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm doing this for fun, because I think it's funny, but whatever. So, whatever you think is funny. Okay? Now I like to get to the character of the story. You always need someone who is your protagonist's support. Just like in human life, everyone needs a strong support group to survive this crazy journey called life. So sometimes the protagonist's companion is a romantic being, or maybe a platonic friend. Either way, he or she is often comic relief. The protagonist usually has to blush at his or her zany antics. So we're going to go ahead. Hopefully I don't go too heavy on the antics, because sometimes you distract from the book. I'm pretty heavy-handed with blush. Okay. The protagonist or protagonists need to be the most complex and developed characters, in my opinion. You have to put down a base layer and slowly paint atop this. So we're going to put down a base layer for our eyes, because the eyes are the window to the soul. As you can see, this is very light. Just a little base layer to get part of our story rolling. So, and then you need to paint atop this. Perhaps there's a lightness and an optimum character in the optimism in the character that brightens the mood of the story. And perhaps as the story wears on, the character turns out to be darker with more secrets and the more of the past revealed. So on your darker layer. Sometimes the darkness seeps out into the rest of the story. So, now our protagonist always needs a foil, a juxtaposing character. This character or set of characters can help exaggerate the protagonist's characteristics as well as the message of the story. So if the protagonist is optimistic, maybe the foil is pessimistic. Maybe they're a little dark. So, however, perhaps you want the foil to go on a reverse journey from darkness to light, unlike your protagonist. So we'll just take that off, put a light color on for our foil. Okay, the very first step of writing, besides figuring out your plot, getting some ideas down, characters, everything else like that, usually people like to write outlines. So lay out a set of ideas you want to portray or events that you want to occur. I prefer to write in a journal, and I don't put a lot down because I still want the freedom to write out what I want and what I don't want. But I do write it in a journal so I don't forget the nifty plans I have for my characters and often the traumatic events of their lives. So, you gotta outline your story, your characters' dreams and hopes and fears and lives. I just realized when I go like that, it doesn't look like I have a shirt on, but I swear I sure like. Okay, so details like adjectives and adverbs add flair to the writing if that's your syntax. However, keep your style your own. Like anything, too many adjectives and adverbs can bore an audience or distract from the gravity of the situation occurring. But there's also a chance that an abundance of detail can also insinuate the significance of the story. Okay. It appears our piece is finished. However, there's something missing. Editing. Everyone's least favorite part. Tearing down the Colosseum you built with one swift motion, just smashing it across the room. Then you destroy your plans as you recognize an enormous flaw that follow the characters in the shadows of your manic episodes of typing or in writing. You must face yourself and examine what and who you are as a writer. Editing is awful, but they also can be extremely rewarding. So, edit, make sure, see, like, for instance, I got a little out of the light. That's okay, because we can always come back and fix it. And I like to edit after I write everything down. That way I'm not too worried about, oh, I made this mistake, let me fix it. That way I have all this freedom to continue writing. Or I can just continuously mess up and add to the flair. I think we look good. I think we're pretty good. So, when you believe your piece is over and finished, you spray a sense of enthusiasm and pride. This is a setting spray. Across your piece. You are proud and thankful for your talent and artistry, but be wary. Be wary as people hiss profanities and defamations of your piece, but also be accepting of the flowery acceptance you receive as well. Beyond anything else, know that your piece is yours, and your piece is a part of the beautiful you.